So it is game number 3, Detergent versus Pikachu. As you can see, it's a Platinum versus a Diamond. Pikachu or Diamond player up here on the left. But Detergent has been putting on a clinic here of PvT. And you can say what you want about balance and Protoss opportunities, but he's been playing a really solid game. He's up 2 games now. It's 2-0. So Pikachu's gonna have to bring something crazy to the table here. His standard game last game didn't quite work out. And he tried a gimmicky first game after walking through this tournament essentially single-handedly, barely even taking a scratch. So we'll see what our Protoss player is going to do, which I assume is going to be pretty standard. He did want to go for a blink play this last game, but timing is a bit off. So we'll see. Now that he's up 2 games, so he wants to do something crazy. I like this first game with the Phoenix opening. I think any Protoss player that can pull off good Phoenix use against Terran. I mean, you could argue that it wasn't the best Phoenix use, but I think that that's a skill all in itself. We're gonna have gasless on this side, or just delayed gas, I suppose, potentially. Either way, I'm interested in the concept. No, there's the gas. And Protoss is going to head out, do his whole scouting Medeali, which I think once again he's going to scout in the wrong direction. Or is he? No, maybe not. Gas going down, going to finish a wall off over here, deal with some of the Reaper play. If he comes and scouts the right direction, we'll see if he can be a bit of a bugger or not. This is also a great map for blink strategy, so much room to get into the main base on both sides. So yeah, we'll see what's going to come out here from our Protoss player. And nice to hear that he's got a bit of diversity in builds. It's not going to be always the same thing from either of these players. But once again, I think the onus is on Pikachu to do something more dramatic. Is he going to get the wall off again? He is. Just in time. Fight that mofo. He's trying to do the dance. The dance of worker. 2 versus 1. Oh, nice micro. Oh boy, that was really close actually. One more hit and it's dead. Get some shields back there. Oh man, that's close. He did repair his SCV up a little bit to make sure it doesn't die right away. Back on this side, Cybernex core is down. 1 gas on the way, and he'll be throwing down the Nexus here pretty quick. Quite a standard opening. Reaper's on the way out. I think he killed the probe. Yes, he did. And straight into our reactor, the kind of opening that Pikachu has used on just about every game there, which is nice. I mean, it allows you to get out a ton of Marines and put on some extra pressure. Reaper will get into the base. Mothership core is out. Nice probe attacks there. Actually got in a fair good chunk of damage, forcing that Reaper to back away. Nexus is moving along just fine. He's going to boost out a Stalker and make sure he doesn't take any damage. And I do like the pylon over on one side. Just give you a bit more vision as to what's going on. Over here, we do have our command Saunter going down. Factory, second gas. We've seen Banshees out of Pikachu in just about every game. Different games have gone in more damage, so we'll see if he's going to be able to use it a bit more effectively, if that's the path he decides to take. Next is going to be down here in just a second. Stalker didn't see that guy over there somehow. Very surprising. We'll see what the strategy is out of the Protoss. There it is. Now, tell me, yeah, you're at least going to scout this thing. Did he see? He didn't see the Stargate there. Now, there's a Starport on the way. Once again, I think it's going to be for the Banshee opening. But if it's an Oracle opening, it could be spicy. It could be tasty. Engineering Bay is on the way. I'll likely be able to get up turrets before he takes any damage from it. Should see that orbital flip over here pretty soon. He's actually going factory on the reactor. Let's see some Hellions come out, perhaps. Yes, indeedy. Marines scurrying around everywhere. Throws down the scan, but it's not the best scan. Very expensive investment to get nothing out of it. And it is an Oracle on the way. Doing missile turrets anyways, which I think is just a safe, important thing to do. Stalkers, a little bit of hull damage, but they do kill one of the Marines, a bit of damage on the rest. I think Protoss players that have Stalkers should do that. You can outrun just about anything at this stage of the game. Go in there and be a bit of a jerk. Put a little damage on. When this attack comes in, things can be that much weaker. Hasn't kept up with his Hellion production here. I would have probably rather seen Widow Mines if he wasn't going to keep his production up fast enough. But he does want to keep his economy going. Huge lead for the Protoss player on economy. He's been spending all of his Chrono Boost on workers. You can see his economy is just doing fantastic. Good defensive setup here. I mean, as the Robo is on the way, so his detection isn't too far off. And we do have our Oracle coming in here. See if we can get a nice sweet spot. Oracles are sometimes just jerks to try to control. Now he sees the Banshee, he's going to follow the Banshee. And this is also his detection, in case he doesn't get observers out in time. Phoenix is on the way again, he will be going into Phoenix. That Oracle is not paid for itself at all, just the one kill. And this little ragtag bit of army coming out, I don't think he's going to be able to even handle a Mothership Core. Takes care of that Banshee, bit of a waste there. I don't think he bought Cloak. I don't think another one's out for me to be able to tell. Light units, Hellions get picked off really easy. Gotta be careful there. Very preemptive. Photon overcharge. I actually would have wanted to bait up the units. He might have lost a probe or two, but killing those units off with these 4 Stalkers and a Photon overcharge, pick things up with the Phoenixes, it would have worked great. We should have ourselves Immortals coming up behind this. Might be going for an earlier push. We did see him mix in Immortals in the first game between these two. We'll see if he's going to continue it the same way. I think it could work out good, using Phoenixes to pick up tanks or anything, and then use the Immortals to come in and crush through a lot of these units. Seeing a pretty big lead in supply right now for our Protoss players. Up 9 workers, still making a few more. We'll see if he's just going to move out and take a third base, which I like that Detergent's not just playing a whole bunch of 2 base strategies the whole time. I like that he's willing to play the economy game, go up there, put a bit of work in. Phoenixes, not over-investing in Phoenixes. He actually got a lot of kills out of these. 7 kills, 6 kills. Yeah, he's actually up to 5 Phoenixes, never mind. That's probably the number he's going to stop at. That's enough to deny drops. It's enough to pick off scouts. And look at this investment it's forcing out of Pikachu. Widow Mines in different positions. Missile turrets down everywhere. And yes, that does shut down all this play. Oh, that would have been a nice pickup on that Widow Mine, but I think he's out of energy now. Nexus is going down. More Immortals are out. Upgrades on the way, whereas on this side, we're actually getting a meching Terran player. I didn't notice that at first. But he has not started his upgrades, and he can afford it, so this is a bit of a problem. Those mech upgrades, so powerful, and the fact that he's missing those is a bit of a big problem. Phoenixes should have seen all these Hellions come out. If they get in on top of this, they might be able to get a good chunk of damage. See if he's paying enough attention here. There's nothing to kill over here at this base, essentially. Great force fields. Thought he was going to focus down the sentries, which might not have been a bad idea. Phoenix is going to try and pick up a couple of these guys. Light units, these guys just get rolled. This has got to be so frustrating for Pikachu. He's just getting smothered without anybody really attacking him. If he could come up here and grab this SCV, it'd be a really great move as well. Don't think he's going to go and venture that just yet. Still making Immortals. I think he realizes that he's going up against mech. He's not going to bother with Colossus. He's getting his weapon upgrades for air, which is smart, because I think going into Void Rays in the later stages of the game against mech can be pretty effective at times. Twilight on the way, most likely just to help out with upgrades, maybe get his blink out. Immortal count is good. +1 already finished. Do finally have the upgrades happening for our Terran player here. Blue Flame, +1 attack. Envision, did the Oracle die? If you get that close to a bunch of Thors to throw down an Envision, it's likely the case. Delays the command center for a little bit. Playing mech, I usually like throwing down a couple command centers inside of the base, because you don't have the mobility to really do stuff outside of the base. He's gonna squeak by, I guess, there. A little bit of a miss from our Protoss player. He's probably still going to try and grab it anyways. Cheeky bugger. Back on this side, Tempests. Very, very nice. What this is going to help a lot with is outranging a lot of the units, and then obviously hitting the Thor's massive army units. Take a lot of damage from that. Ooh, big Thor shots. Take out all the shields, they should be able to get away. Problem with going really big air against a Terran player is that Vikings have a ton of range, they benefit from the same upgrades. So I don't know if straight up Tempest is going to work or not. The upgrades are going to be further behind than the Terran players. And they're still just big blobs that, you know, take a lot of damage pretty quick and don't really deal a lot of damage quickly. Still, if we look at the economy, 72 workers versus 69, he's probably got all the workers he really needs. Oh, sorry, versus 51. I wouldn't mind seeing another Nexus go down. If you've got an opponent who's playing mech, I think he's going to do that as well. Very unlikely he's going to have the mobility to go and hit all of your bases at different points. A Warp Prism I think would be very smart as well. If you can come in here, drop the Warp Prism, run in some Zealots. Once again, mech very, very much not something that can react quickly to your move outs and your attacks. A lot of Hellions over here. These guys could get a great... Well, this is a nice wall off on this side, actually. Please. Now, I wasn't watching those Hellions come out. Once again, there's a big delay on the stream. This... That's weird. Like, I feel bad about that because sometimes casting can compromise the play. But this is not a real-time stream. Besides, this is still just for fun at the end of it, right? So, yeah, there's a considerable delay in how this is working. Now, this is a pretty tough spot to attack into as the Protoss player. He does have the Tempests here, and a Mothership Core. I don't know if the Mothership Core is really necessary, because it's just a big target. Good chunk of Vikings out. We'll see if he's going to push into here and try and pot shot. This isn't an area I think the Protoss player can really attack into. Lots of Thors. They only have +1 attack right now. +2 attack's about to finish up. Air units, I think, are on +1. Yes, they are. It's a cool army, but I don't know if it can take this. There's an observer right outside of your base, Pikachu. Wish you, that's part of the problem with this. Phoenixes all get cleaned up, but all the Tempests are left, and he's just gonna leave the game. Sorry, Pikachu. That's not on me.